So our food is pure. The nutrient content with it, maybe it's probably not as nutrient dense as it was 100 years ago. But what are some of the things we've done to mitigate that? We've added two things to our protocol that are absolutely loaded with nutrition and healing capacity for the gut. We give our patients raw, unadulterated, organic aloe vera. You don't buy aloe vera on the store shelf at the health food store. It's been deodorized, it's been decolorized, it's got preservatives in it. If you cut raw, pure aloe, and depending on how you cut it, how you fillet it and slice it, depends on its therapeutic purpose. So if you hand cut an aloe leaf, right? The outside portion of the leaf, it's a hallucinogenic. You could die because it's so toxic. The very inner portion under the leaf, the outside of the leaf, it makes you go to the bathroom. It causes you to have bowel movements. So the part of the aloe that you want is when you fillet the leaf, there's that nice gelatinous gel, right? That you put on your skin if you have a burn, whatever, right? So we get from a chiropractor in Florida who has an organic aloe farm in the Dominican Republic. He harvests the aloe, hand fillets it, and sends us in a 5-gallon jug, frozen, the pure aloe vera. Now, aloe vera, once you unfreeze it, in 5 days, it's fermented. It's rotten. So you have to use it right away. And so that's what we're doing. Our patients are getting 1 to 2 tablespoons in each of their 13 juices. Talk about a potent healer of the digestive tract. Now, the other thing that we've added is raw living spirulina. So up until recently, let's say within the last few years, the only form of spirulina that you could get that would be considered, the therapeutic form would be organic, powdered spirulina, right? And have you ever had organic spirulina? It stinks and it tastes horrible. Why? Because it's a bacteria. It's a bacteria and it's dead. You've killed it. When they dehydrated it or freeze dried it, whatever, they killed it. It's a living entity. So that's why it stinks and it's dead, but it's still powerful, even in that form. Well, a friend of mine named Tim White out of Florida, again, he has revolutionized spirulina. You should go. He's Vero Beach, Florida. He has a spirulina farm, which took years to perfect, where he's creating raw living spirulina. Harvested on a Monday, overnight shipped in cold packaging to our clinic, used immediately over a 2-week period, and that is going in their juices as well, into their green juices. Do you know they say that 5 kilograms of your organic powdered spirulina is the equivalent of 1,000 pounds of organic fruits and vegetables in terms of its nutrient density? And so our patients, not only are they getting all that organic food, but they're getting the pure, raw, unadulterated aloe, and they're getting pure, raw, living spirulina. If you put that spirulina under a microscope, you literally can see it swimming around. It is powerful nutrition. So these are the things that we've added to Dr. Gerson's basic therapy. Not to mention the obvious things you add, like the oxygen therapies. We've got hyperbaric oxygen. We've got ultraviolet blood irradiation with ozone. We've got rectal ozone. We've now got pulse electromagnetic frequency, the beamer mat, it's called. I don't know if you've heard of the beamer mat.
Sure.
Well, they say the beamer mat oxygenates tissues 30% greater than the hyperbaric chamber. So all of these things compiled is what makes up our advanced Gerson therapy protocol.
Yeah, I've noticed that as times change, you have to adapt to them, right? And I do think it's funny because the two things you mentioned there, aloe, I had actually known about that. I interviewed the owner of an organic products company called Rocasa, and she told me they were looking at aloe, and it turned out that everything was adulterated, preserved. It's not real aloe once it gets to the market. So I had known about that, which was interesting and a great thing that you're using such organic and fresh aloe, because that's the only way you should really consume it. And the other thing was we actually had a patient come here and mention that she had a harvester of spirulina in Vero Beach. And I guess we're talking about the same person. So it's a small world because, yes, when you start to get into these things, you start to realize there aren't many places left out there in the world that have true, unadulterated, high quality sources of these things that are really natural, but you have to get them from nature. They can't be mass manufactured anymore. And once you get into that world, you start to bump into the same people. So that is interesting there.